And I gotta say, congratulations on the new single, Best for You. We've been playing it on
Oh,
our
thank
show.
you.
We've been playing it on our show, and it's been getting so many requests. So congratulations.
Oh, that's like really exciting for me to hear. Thank you.
So I guess to start off, tell us a little bit about Best for You. What was the track written about, and when were you guys able to put this together?
So, in June, when kind of COVID all hit and we all sat down and we all went, all right, there's no shows, what do we do? We thought, why don't we come up with a goal to keep us all in line, and we come up with an idea to keep us in check so we don't go crazy. So in June we dished out about 20 songs in 3 jams together as a band all together, and we had so much music and we were a bit overwhelmed. We're like, okay, well, we work together, so let's do it. So we just went into the studio and recorded 5 of our favourite tracks with Dave Blues at once, all live, straight to tape. We just added vocals over the top, and we had these songs, and I came up with a time plan, and I just said, all right, so let's release it there, and there. And they're like, what, you're insane. And I'm like, well, if we put a video out with every single release, like, we can skip that whole show mentality and just keep, like, the energy of the videos and everything else and the music just pumping and pumping and pumping, and we'll just give to people. And the only way we can get through is probably just selling a few shirts and stickers on the side to pay for it. So we just went hard. So we followed the timeline with these songs, and I think we chose all the songs in the right order during what we were going through. Like, it was very interesting innings of each songs that we kind of have one each, and the process of the release has kind of led to this with now Best for You coming out on the timeline, because I said Best for You, the favourite song, so let's leave that as the second last song before we release the album. So we've still got another single and another video before this album, even the name comes out, which is really exciting because we just want to work hard. We want to give more and more, and this year we want to do it even more so.
Yeah. How difficult was it, though, putting videos together when everything was locked down? Because I know a lot of bands this year tried to do stuff, but they had to kind of just release singles online without any videos because it was so difficult to make anything during the lockdown.
Yeah. So how we did that was we just recorded every video at my own house. Like, Sarah and I lived together. I actually moved out a few days ago due to breaking up with my girlfriend. But we wrote and I directed and did everything together in our actual house. And the only time for scenes that we weren't in our house, we followed strict COVID guidelines where all of us couldn't even be there. So we worked our hardest with the permits and everything we had, and we did it all right. And that meant sometimes some of us couldn't even be there to watch. Like, for me, for Best for You, it was literally just me as a director, Nick the videographer, and the star at most points just running through streets together acting crazy. Like, we've morphed to make sure these videos were done legal. We've morphed to make sure, like, even the recording, we were pushing it because just as we finished the recording in the middle of like June last year or whatever, that's when everything kicked in and we weren't even allowed to do that. So we literally just have been passing these timelines just before things have been cut off worse.
Yeah.
So I think timing also is a huge factor of Boys Club. Like, you can't buy timing. I think we've just been blessed with it.
Yeah, definitely. And you mentioned before that you wanted to keep working despite everything that was going on. But how important was that to the band to keep working? Because one of the things I've been so afraid of when I've heard bands say, oh, we're just going to use the lockdown and take time to ourselves and not do anything, is that means there's going to be 12 months where they've got nothing coming out and they might slip between the cracks. So how important was that for you to keep the band going and working during that time?
Well, the crazy thing is that we wouldn't have been keeping it going because we started it during it. So it was more so like my singer Sarah, my goddess, my everything. Like, she has been struggling with addiction a long time, and I just knew my girls, and Ava was going through hectic at the time. She had the dysmorphia as a trans woman, and Lou, Lou's just the bass player. She's great. She's always good. But the girls were going through quite a lot. So we used this in a way to help us, and it was at the start of the COVID, so we had actually no prior energy before that. Like, in all separate bands combined, we would normally play a minimum of 100 shows per year prior to this. And this way I'm like, welcome to adapting. We need to release music and videos and just give them everything we can visually, and fuck pop culture with punk, bring everyone in, let's make a message with what we're doing. And COVID sadly benefited us. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you're heading out onto the road. How excited are you about doing a tour? But also, are you still nervous about the changes and the restrictions going on? Because I know for myself, I had a holiday booked and that changed 4 times before I was finally able to get away on a holiday. So are you nervous about having a tour kind of booked to go and do shows with everything changing day by day?
So I'm all for change right now. Me and the girls were just like, let's just go for it, and if something changes, we change with it. So at the moment, all these dates are looking good. Like for Brisbane, we need to get COVID tests and send them into the venue before we come in. We need to self-quarantine for 2 days for some shows. There's like a few strange things, and of course we're like, fuck yeah, let's do it. If that means we can play your venue, we will do whatever it takes. And if the date has to change, we'll rebook it and we'll be there on that rebook date. But for now, like, instead of running with our heads cut off like chickens, why don't we just like go for it? And I somehow booked 11 dates in a few weeks for all of us, and we all just looked at the tour dates and went, holy fuck, like that's actually a fucking tour.
Yep.
And we've got about 5 more on hold at the moment. We want to do a second release of the other show dates. So we're pretty confident, like, with everything going on, we can adapt to anything. If the show times change, we'll make another show.
Yeah, definitely. It's so weird. Like, I remember we finally decided, we'll do the Queensland trip. We'll fly instead of drive. We were going to drive originally, and then New South Wales closed down, so it was like, got to fly. On the way to
drive in, though? You drive in?
We couldn't drive from Victoria to Queensland because we couldn't go through New South Wales. So we ended up having to fly, but then on the way to the airport, we heard about the outbreak in Brisbane, and we weren't even sure when we got to the airport if they were going to let us on the flight because it was changing so quickly. But yeah, luckily we were on the Gold Coast the entire time. So
see, that's intense. Like, we've had friends not even been able to see their family in like a year still, like it's so chaotic, and the privilege that I feel that we might have, and that's all from me just going, fuck it, I'm just going to talk to these venues and see what their vibe is, do you want us there? Can we do this? And I just hit up everyone, we've even got Wagga Wagga on the list, Lismore, we're hitting places wherever can possibly do seated down shows that are safe.
Yep.
And even if we lose money, it's not about that, I'm making sure we're backing it up by just having a few shirts and some vinyls and stickers on us where we'll hope that can get us over the line with fuel, because I know the venues need the money too. So we're just working with whatever comes, really. We're fucking ready.
Yeah.
For winning, we're ready.
Yeah. And how can our listeners help you out? Where can they grab those T-shirts? Where can they grab those stickers to help you out with the tour, but also ongoing?
Yeah. So everything's in our link tree on our Instagram bio. So there's just one link on our Instagram, and that leads you to absolutely everything you need to know about us. Our website, our merch, everything, tour dates. There'll be other stuff up there too, but it's all in the link tree. And probably Facebook too. If you click events on Facebook, you'll see all the dates are there, and all the merch links and everything's linked to part of it. So it's all there if anyone wants to jump on board and help us out in any way, because this is the way that we're doing it this year, just putting in our own money. I'm cleaning houses every single day just to do this, and I've never been so happy,
Definitely. And two big questions to finish off. First of all, what can we expect to hear from a Boys Club gig? And when can we expect the album? Because I know a lot of people out there are really eagerly anticipating this album now.
Yeah, so, oh God, it's pretty exciting. So the album's ready, but we wrote at least four songs with our old guitarist, Ava. And as we've got a new guitarist, Kristen, her style has become a lot more like Sarah Lou's and ours. And we've kind of morphed from the different sporadic punk side of us into the grunge punk side of us. So we're dishing out all these new songs. So at the moment, we're now having to go in and re-record all these new songs that we've done. And the album's there. Like, it's got everything it needs. It's even got the artwork to the name. It's all ready to go. So I think before we give the title of that, we want to give you just one more single and one more video, and it's coming sooner than you can think. And we want to put that out there with the news of the album, and we want to make a big explosion with one last big Australian tour before we get out of Australia when we can, and tour where I know we can, where it's safe. And even the French Islands, once it's over there, they have stand-up punk shows at the moment going crazy, and we're happy to do quarantine to live and play Paris and France and go over to these places where we know we can be safe and where we know we can play these shows at the moment. So we have a big timeline, big goals, and if it happens, it happens. It doesn't, it doesn't. But it's all there, you know. It's the album's going to be a fucking mental cracker.
Awesome.
I'm excited. Yeah.
Well, Skarlett, I think it's time to take another listen to Best For You on our show right now. Thank you so much for joining us.
Fuck yeah.
And we cannot wait to see you play live in Melbourne either.
Well, we will be there on the 27th of February with one hell of a lineup that's about to get announced tomorrow. We've got some bands on our side that, you know, without them, like, they're welcoming us for the first time into their Melbourne scene. So I'm so excited to play Melbourne more than I ever have in my whole life, and so are the girls. So thank you so much for having us, mate, and we will see you fucking soon. Yeah.
Not a problem. We'll see you very soon. Have a great day, and hopefully we get to chat again soon.
Oh, please, call me anytime, even if you just feel like talking about, you know, just daily problems. I'm here.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks so